शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं Canto 47.
सर्वे विश्वस्वविषये प्रवर्तन्ते ईदृशम् तदतन्ति गुणोऽप्यत्र न शक्तुष्ममीक्षितुम् आराल्पत्वेन संसाद्य क्रमं धूर्तो विलम्बयेत्। अन्वय तत्र केचित् मूढाः चतुरादयः सर्वे अपि स्वस्वविषये युगपत् प्रवर्तन्ते इति ईदृशम् मतम् आहुः। तत्र केचित् मूढाः चतुरादयः सर्वे अपि स्वस्वविषये युगपत् प्रवर्तन्ते इति ईदृशम् मतम् आहुः। तत् असत् अत्र निपुणः अपि सूक्ष्मं क्रमं ईक्षितुं न शक्तः। कालान्तत्वेन धूर्तः सूक्ष्मं क्रमं संसाद्य विलम्बये। तत् असत् गुणः अपि सूक्ष्मं क्रमं ईक्षितुं न शक्तः। कालात्मत्वेन धूर्तः सूक्ष्मं क्रमं संसाद्य विलम्बये।
Indra was imparting the knowledge of Atma Sarupa to Pratardana. Indra was imparting the knowledge of Atma Sarupa to Pratardana through the means of upadhis. Because directly unfoldment is not possible. Why not possible? Atma Sarupa cannot be described. Why Atma Sarupa cannot be described? Description means what are you going to make use of? Words. No, Swami, modern painting will do. Yes. Modern painting will do. That is fine. Yes, sir. You will not live near Atma. So even modern painting or words can be utilized provided how there are jati, guna, kriya, sambandha for the thing to be described. Atma doesn't have any jati, rupa, guna, kriya, sambandha. It cannot be described. And therefore, it is very difficult. One has to unfold to the means of, that is upadhis only. So that is how Indra did it. Pranosmi prajnatma. So with the help of two upadhis. What are those upadhis? Prana and prajna. With the help of these, he was imparting the knowledge of Atma Sarupa to Pratardana. Then he said, if it is not possible for any seeker to gain the knowledge of Atma through the upadhis of prana and prajna, better take to upasana of Atma Sarupa as characterized by these two features. What are those? Prana and prajna. What happens thereby? By such upasana, one gains the chitta aikagya, chitta naishchalya. And with that naishchalya, the steadiness of the mind, with that capacity of the mind to apply itself to a single chosen track of thinking, to the exclusion of all other thoughts, if that is there, it is easy to gain direct cognition of Atma-rupa. Atma Sakshatkara is possible provided chitta naishchalya is there. So therefore what to be done to the upasana of Atma endowed with the features of prana and prajna. You know what are prana and what are prajna? Prana is the faculty of action, whereas the prajna is cognitive faculty. So with these two features, one has to take to the upasana of Atma Swarupa. So then, with the upasana, what one gains? The chitta, whereby knowledge can be made. But direct it is not possible. You should know properly what is the exact nature of prana and prajna. So for that purpose, in stanza 44, where he introduced prajna pranau upadhitau vivichetam yatha tatham. After having got the chitta naishchalya on account of upasana, to gain the knowledge, first one has to inquire into and ascertain the exact nature of prana and prajna, which are the upadhis of Atma Swarupa. For that, it enumerated what are the 5 jnanendriyas, what are the 5 karmendriyas, 5 sense organs and 5 organs of action. And it was shown that the functions of either the organs of actions or the sense organs depend on these two factors. What are those? Prajna and prana. How? Prajnalochana purvika. By prajna, the faculty of cognition, one has to take to alochana. Alochana is, that is thinking or considering a particular thing. Then pranavayu prerita, prompted, motivated by the prana. So then the functions of whether jnanendriya, that is sense organs, or karmendriya, the organs of action, do take place. So what is that? So indriyanam pravritti 46. Prajnalochana purvika syat pranavayu prerita syat. This is the thing. Now the question comes, so what does this mean? Functions of both Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas are on account of Prajna and Prana. Now the question is whether sense organs, Jnanendriyas, organs of actions, Karmendriyas, do they function simultaneously? Do they function simultaneously or they function in sequence, one after the other? So what is the answer? Actually, they function in sequence, one after the other. But the time gap between the functioning of different organs is so infinitesimally small that it appears as though they function simultaneously. So therefore it is now going to be shown they don't function simultaneously, but some people mischievously mislead that they function simultaneously only because it is not possible to find the gap between the function of two organs. So we have seen now Anvaya, Tatra. Tatra in the context of the functioning of Indriyas, whether Jnanendriya or Karmendriya, on account of Prajnalochana and Pranavayu Prerana. In this context, Tatra. Kechid Mudhaha. Some people, Mudha means Avivekinaha, those who have not investigated properly, those who lack the sense of discrimination. Tatra kechit Mudhaha. What they say? Chakshuradayaha sarve api. All these indriyas, what are those? Eyes, ears, etc. Even the organs of action. Chakshuradayaha sarve api indriya, that is indriyani. How they function? Swa vishaye, in their, with respect to their corresponding sense object, like eyes seeing the form, ears hearing the sound, nose smelling the any smell, like that in terms of their corresponding functions. Swaswa vishaye, what they say? Yogapat pravartante iti idrisham matam ahu. What they say? All these function how? Yogapat. Yogapat means simultaneously. All these indriyas function simultaneously with respect to their sense object. Iti matam, iti idrisham matam. Such type of opinion, ahu, they say, means they opine like this, that all indriyas function simultaneously. He says, the Vidyaranyamuni says, it is not correct. It is not correct. Why it appears so, though not correct? The reason is also being given. Tat asat. Tat means yugapat indriyanam pravrittihi. The simultaneous functioning of all the indriyas, sense organs or organs of action, asat, is not correct, is wrong. Why? Yes, atra. Atra means in the functioning of the indriyas, with respect to the functioning of the indriyas, nipunaha api, even a person who is highly skilled, nipuna, highly intelligent, highly skilled, highly proficient in many things in life. So even such person, nipunaha api, sukshmam kramam, the krama, the sequence of indriyas, krama means in sequence, means the indriyas functioning in sequence, one after the other, means indriyanam pravrittehe atyanta sukshma kramam. Indriyanam pravrittehe, of functioning of the indriyas, atyanta, very subtle, sukshma, very subtle, kramam, sequence, what happens? From ikshitum, to know, or to gauge, or to detect, na shaktaha, is totally incapable. It is beyond the capacity of any person, however skilled or intelligent the person may be, to detect the sequence of functioning of the indriyas one after the other. And why so? What is the reason for that? The reason is this. Kalalpatvena. Kalasya alpatvena. The kala, the time gap between the functioning of the different indriya is what? Very, very small, very minute. Even your microseconds will not be able to help you as such, being very, very minute. So knowing this, you know what some people do? Who are those people? Dhurtaha. Dhurtaha means a cunning person, an audacious person, or a mischievous person. These cunning fellows, do you know what they do? Because you can't detect the time gap between the functioning of the two indriyas. Therefore these cunning fellows or the cheats, audacious fellows, dhurta, what they say? Kramam samchadya. Having concealed the sequence, means by telling that there is no sequence of functioning of these indriyas. So samchadya, what kramam? Atyanta sukshmam kramam. What does he do? Vidambayate. Vidambayate misleads the people, deceives the people. So this is what happens. Actually, the functioning of indriyas, because of, on account of what? Prajna and prana, is in sequence and not simultaneous. Same thing is proved with the help of an illustration. So what is that illustration? It is like this. For indriyas to function, what is indispensable? Alochana, thinking, consideration by the prajna, faculty of cognition, and prana, prerana, prompting, motivation by the prana. See, to prove this, and say, even these, the pranas and prajnas, can motivate the indriyas not simultaneously. They also need the time factor. There is a time factor involved. So this is now proved by first showing or giving an illustration of the function of one of the this organs, that is organ of speech. For you to speak, let us say, what you want to speak, including gossiping. So you have got something in store, is it not? So lips are itching to talk something, and you have got something. 5 minutes you want to talk. How much time will you have to consume? Take 5 minutes. In 1 second you can't blurt out everything. Why? Organ of speech has to function. For that, even the prajna, alochana and prana, prerana cannot be simultaneous. It is movement by movement, movement by movement, movement by movement. Accordingly, your speech also what has to do? It has to proceed movement by movement, movement by movement. If this is the plight of one organ in terms of functioning, what to speak, the different organs need also time gap. For who needs the time gap? Prajna and prana. Prajna and prana, they need the time factor to prompt these two functions. So therefore, there is a gap between the function of these two. So which will be shown now with the help of the the organ of speech. So before that, he says, without the help of prajna and prana, no indriya can ever function.
विना नैवेन्द्रियं क्वचित् प्रवर्तते सहायस्तु क्रमभावी विनिश्चितः अन्वय प्रज्ञा प्राण सहायेन विना क्वचित् इंद्रियं न एव प्रवर्तते सहायः तु क्रमभावी इति निश्चितः. अगेन प्रज्ञा प्राण सहायेन विना क्वचित् इंद्रियं न एव प्रवर्तते. सहायः तु क्रमभावी इति निश्चितः.
प्रज्ञा प्राण सहायेन विना. Vina, without, what is it? The sahaya, the help of prajna and prana. Prajnayaha pranasya cha sahayam vina. Without the help of prajna shakti and prana shakti, kvachit indriyam na eva pravartate. Kvachit means kwapi, anywhere in one's own vishayas, anywhere with respect to one's own sense object, indriyam, whether sense organ or organ of action, naiva pravartate, does not function at all. Without the help of prajna shakti and prana shakti, no indriya can ever function in terms of the sense object. Do you agree? Yes? Come on, prove it. You have to prove by, of course, illustration that without the help of prajna shakti and prana shakti, no indriya can function. Come on, prove it. Dead person, that is with respect to only prana. In the dead person, of course prajna also is not there, that is true. The pranas are not functioning, therefore no functions are possible. What about prajna? It can be taken, but still in the alive person also you can point out. Suppose you could not get the sleep for 2 days. Not complaint, okay? People complain and they sleep. Okay, other daytime they sleep and night time they are awake. That is it. Suppose, and he's so drowsy, but that person wants to talk something. He wants to talk, and at the same time so drowsy, you know what happens? Speech becomes faltering. What is that faltering? Prajna is not totally available. It has become totally under the spell of stupor. So that means the speech starts faltering. So that is what prajna shakti. Prana is there, but prajna shakti is not totally available. He is faltering means it is available, not totally out as such as in the case of the dead person. So therefore, Without the help of Prajna and Prana, no Indriya whatsoever can ever function as far as its object is concerned. See, you may wonder, what is the topic? What is the topic? Atma Swarupa Nirnaya. Why Vidyaranya Muni goes round and round and round and round? He has got something. Already has introduced the topic. How he had introduced topic? After Upasana, having gained the Chitta Naishchalya, to gain the knowledge, you should know for certain the exact nature of the Upadhis. And after all this detailed analysis, then you will point out, yes, in this manner, after gaining the Chitta Naishchalya, you can directly cognize the Atma Swarupa. If you are not able to cognize the Atma Swarupa directly, in spite of that, what does it mean? What does it mean? Who is lacking? Vedanta or you? Don't blame Vedanta. Oh, Vedanta is intellectual. You first become practical. Afterwards you will see what is the practicality of Vedanta. It only means what is lacking? Chitta Naishchalya. That is because Vidyaranya Muni has taken for granted Pratardana to be one who has got sadhana chatushtaya, sampati or other viveka vairagya. If that is not there, revert back to KG class where sadhana chatushtaya, sampatti. So therefore, it is because of lack of tuning of the mind, one is not capable of directly cognizing the Atma Swarupa. See, I am repeatedly telling, Vedanta is not information technology. So you can take the notes and write a thesis also and get PhD on it. But Atma Jnana cannot take it. The ready frame of mind is indispensable. From that standpoint, say, finally he is going to point out, look, this is how the knowledge is possible, for which you had to take to analysis and exact ascertainment of exact nature of Prana Upadhi and Prajna Upadhi. It is necessary. So now, so that being case, without the help of Prajna and Prana, no Indriyas can ever function. So therefore, and he says, Sahayatu. Well, we accept. What we accept? For the functioning of the Indriyas, what is indispensable? Help of Prajna and Prana. My dear. So that even that help is not simultaneous. It is gradual, in sequence, like anything. See how you eat. Even if you are the most busy person who has no time to eat, you can't gulp down. You have to eat step by step. Even any therapies also, they have to work step by step. Suppose surgery, bypass surgery. The patient is so impatient that he wants to quick. The surgeon will say, keep the things ready at the where? Crematorium. Is it not? So everything has to go step by step. Even this help also is in sequence. So therefore you say Sahayahatu, whereas Sahaya, the help of Prajna and Prana, how it is? Kramabhavi. It is in sequence. Iti nishchitaha. So it is ascertained. Where it was ascertained? It was pointed out in the earlier stanza, stanza 48. So it is already ascertained means, nishchita means pointed out. It was pointed out in the earlier stanza that even the help of Prajna Shakti and Prana Shakti to a given Indriya to a specific indriya is in sequence and not simultaneous. So that is now shown with the help of the organ of speech.
अन्यथा निखिलं वेद
अन्यथा निखिलं वेद
धूर्तो एकक्षणे पठेत्
धूर्तो एकक्षणे पठेत्
या प्रज्ञा प्राणयोर्वृत्तिः
या प्रज्ञा प्राणयोर्वृत्तिः
सा स्याद् वाक्वृत्तिवत् क्रमात्।
या स्याद् वाक्वृत्तिवत् क्रमात्।
अन्वय अन्यथा धूर्तः निखिलं वेद वेदम
Put anuswara there. It is Veda in your book. Vedam. Put anuswara is missing.
वेदम ही एकक्षणे पठेत् या प्रज्ञा प्राणयोः वृत्तिः सा वाक्वृत्तिवत् क्रमात् स्यात्। अगेन अन्यथा धूर्तः निखिलं वेदं ही एकक्षणे पठेत् या प्रज्ञा प्राणयोः वृत्तिः सा वाग्वृत्तिवत् क्रमात् स्यात्।
Anyatha means otherwise. What is otherwise? If there is the absence of sequence, kramat kramabhavitva bhave. If abhava of kramabhavitva is there, if in the absence of sequence, means if they are functioning simultaneously, if all the organs are functioning simultaneously, anyatha, you know what will happen? Dhurtaha, this audacious person, nikhilam vedam hi ekakshane pathe, should recite entire Veda within a trice. Ekakshana. Pathet means should recite all the Vedas in just a moment. Is it so? However great skilled person may be, one may chant speedily so that others also will not be able to. Once it happened in the Coimbatore Ashram temple, some Mrityunjaya Homa was going on. So I was going for somebody, it was being done. So as routine I was going to the temple and there are 4-5 priests and chanting. I spent about 15 minutes in the temple and returned. I am hearing, but I could not make out what mantra they are chanting. Maybe something new as well. And after returning, when I was back after 15 minutes, it clicked me. Om Trambakaye Ajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshi Amamrutat, which I am very, very familiar with. Mrityunjaya mantra it was. And the way they were chanting in such a speed, of course, they were adding there some bija mantras that is required. So bija mantra, etc. But the main mantra I could not. Why? Even if one does that, still what is required? Time gap is required. What to speak of? Nikhilam Vedam Ekakshana. How is it possible to recite entire thing? So it is just not possible. So therefore, means kramabhavitva is indispensable. Ya prajna pranayoha, so that is anyatha, otherwise dhurtaha, audacious person, nikhilam vedam, nikhilam is entire Vedam, he certainly what she should do? Ekakshane pathe, should recite in just a moment, which is not possible. That shows even for organ of speech to speak, what is indispensable? Help of prajna and prana, and that help is not available simultaneously. That help also is in sequence. That is why even speech is also in terms of sequence. If this is the fact with respect to one or functioning of the one organ, kaimotika nyaya, what to speak of the functioning of different indriyas, that is the help to them is how available? Only in terms of sequence and not simultaneity. So you say, ya prajna pranayoho vrittihi. The vritti, the functioning of who? Prajna, that is jnana shakti, cognitive faculty, and prana, the kriya shakti, the faculty of action, vrittihi. So whatever that is there, sa, how it is? Kramatsya. That is available how? In sequence. Even prajna and prana, they function how? In sequence, not simultaneously. Like what? Vag vrittivat, like the functioning of the speech. Just as you can't speak simultaneously because it has to be in sequence, so also even the help rendered by prajna shakti, prana shakti to indriyas is in terms of sequence only and not simultaneous. So this is substantiated by based on the Kausitaki Upanisad statement, Shruti statement. It is like this. What is being told in now 51 and 52 is explanation of the same truth as given in the Kausitaki Upanishad, the original Upanishad. Vacham vadantim sarve pranaha anuvadanti. It is a big sentence. Chakshu pashyan sarve pranaha anupashyanti. Shrotram shrunvat sarve pranaha anushrunvanti. Like that it goes on. So here, as a sample analysis, vacham vadantim sarve pranaha anuvadanti. This is being explained. What does it mean? Vacham vadantim. When the organ of speech speaks, sarve pranaha, all other pranas. What are the pranas? Be careful. Pranas, this main meaning is vital airs, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. But for indriyas also, in the Brihadaranyaka, the word, even not only Brihadaranyaka, here also, where Kausitaki, many Upanishads, the word prana is used. You know why? Without pranas, they can't function. Therefore, indriyas also are called prana. So you have to see the context and then determine the meaning of the prana and properly in that particular context. So here, so say, vacham vadantim, when the organ of speech is engaged in the function, its function of speaking, sarve pranaha, sarve prana means sarvani indriyani, prana here is indriyani, all the indriyas, what they do, you have to add there, vacham anuvadanti, vacham anuvadanti. Now this phrase anuvadanti has to be understood. Literally, you know what is anuvadanti? Speak after. Anu means paschat, afterward. Vadanti means speak. Even translation, you know what is anuvada. Anuvada. So afterward speaking as such means some other language. So anuvadanti means literally it means speak after. What does it mean? Oh, organ of speech speaks, and thereafterwards eyes start speaking, ears start speaking. Is it that way? It is not that way. So means it can take, suppose a person speaks and afterwards other person speaks the same thing. How do you describe? You say imitates. He is imitating. Is it not? At times in some farce, etc. it is done. The imitation. So here they, all other indriyas imitate whom? The speech. But when anu means afterwards. What does it mean? Speaking of the organ of speech is taking to its function. So imitate means they take to their corresponding function later, afterwards. Only it means not simultaneously, anuvadanti. So or it can mean they give a consent. Organ of speech speaks and anuvadanti means they imitate means they give a consent. They give a consent means what? Consent for speech to speak means they don't function. So what it means? They don't function afterwards. So that is what it means. Anuvadanti. So means they function afterwards, not simultaneously. The meaning of this, vacham vadantim sarve pranaha anuvadanti, is explained in the two stanzas 51 and 52.
प्राणानुग्रहेण
वाक्यदाह
वाक्यदाहतदेतरे
चक्षुराद्या उपरताः
चक्षुराद्या उपरताः
तामनुब्रुवते खलु. अन्वय. यत् पदलिंग संधि वाक्यदाह, it is वाक्, यत् आह. वाक्यदाह is वाक्, यत् आह.
Even tadetare is tada itare tadetare. Tada itare tadetare.
Now अन्वय. यत् वाक् प्रज्ञा प्राणानुग्रहेण आह तदा इतरे चक्षुराद्याः उपरताः तां खलु अनुब्रुवते. Again, यत् वाक् प्रज्ञा प्राणानुग्रहेण आह तदा इतरे चक्षुराद्याः उपरताः तां खलु अनुब्रुवते.
Yada. Yat means yada. When vag prajna prananugrahena aha. Vag, organ of speech, aha means speaks. How? Anugraha, with the blessing, with the help of prajna shakti and prana shakti. Means when the organ of speech is engaged in its function, that is speaking with the help of prajna and prana, tada, then itare, other indriyas. What are they? Chakshuradyaha, eyes, etc. Chakshuradyaha, what they do? Uparataha, Uparata means having withdrawn from their corresponding function. Uparama means cessation. Uparataha, ceasing to function. That is, having withdrawn from their corresponding function. What they do? Tam. That one. What is that tam? Vacham. That's organ of speech. Anubruvate. Anubruvate, literally imitate, means they follow, means they give a consent for this organ of speech to function, means they don't function on their own. Khalu anubruvate. Khalu, indeed, they do this way. Actually, anubruvate is the word used for anuvadanti in the Shruti. And what is anuvadanti or anubruvati will be explained in the next stanza 52. So what does that mean? See, if when the organ of speech functions, in this example, if others also start functioning, what will happen? What will happen? All do need what? All do need the help of prana and prajna. And prana, poor prana and prajna, they can't supply simultaneously. What will happen? It will be like the modern students studying after the full dinner. You know what happens? To study, do you know what is required? Blood supply is required for the brain. And when the stomach is full with the food, you know what happens? By force, stomach, what does it do? It takes unto itself the blood supply. How much quantity of blood you have got? You have got a fixed quantity of blood. You know what happens? Per force, the blood supply goes where? To the stomach, and the blood supply to the brain is there, but it is a little. As a result, you know what happens? A study which could have been done with all proficiency, and this in half an hour, the fellow has to spend 3 hours. अंदर घुसता नहीं है. Then you have to burn late lamps in the night and take tea and coffee and spoil the. Even medical students also don't know, because that modern medical science doesn't teach them this common sense. So that's what it is. Or like this, no? Like this water supply. Where the water supply, the pipes to the different buildings are there, etc. Some are at higher level and some are at the lower level. When the lower level fellows, the pipe is open, higher level fellows have to look up and down as such. Why? It can't come simultaneously. That limitation is there. Likewise here. So, if one organ is engaged in the functioning, automatically what they do? It warrants the help of prana and prajna. At the same time, if other organs start functioning, there is an obstruction. As a result, what happens? They can't function properly. This is what is the meaning of anuvadanti or anubruvati is explained now.
स्वव्यापारे प्रवृत्ताश्चेत्
स्वव्यापारे प्रवृत्ताश्चेत्
प्रज्ञा प्राणानुकर्षणात्
प्रज्ञा प्राणानुकर्षणात्
वाचो विघ्नो भवेद्विघ्न
वाचो विघ्नो भवेद्विघ्न
वारणं यदुवादिता.
वारणं यमुवादिता.
अन्वय. Make an adhyar. Vak pravrutti kale itarendriyani प्रवृत्ति काले इतरेन्द्रियाणि स्वव्यापारे प्रवृत्ताः चेत् प्रज्ञा प्राणानुकर्षणात् सहायाभावेन वाचः विघ्नः भवेत्। विघ्नवारणं हि अनुवादिता। अगेन फर्स्ट है वाक् प्रवृत्ति काले इतरेन्द्रियाणि स्वव्यापारे प्रवृत्ताः चेत् प्रज्ञा प्राणानुकर्षणात् सहायाभावेन वाचः विघ्नः भवेत्। विघ्नवारणं हि अनुवादिता।
फर्स्ट अध्याय वाक् प्रवृत्ति काले इतरेन्द्रियाणि देन स्वव्यापारे प्रवृत्ताश्चेत्। If this is the case, what is that? Vak pravritti kale, at the time of functioning of organ of speech, itarendriyani, other indriyas, other organs, pravrittasche, if they are engaged in their corresponding functions. You know what happens in that case? Prajna prananukarshana. Because of anukarshana. Anukarshana is dragging or attracting unto oneself. Anukarshana is dragging or attracting unto oneself the help of prajna and prana. Prajna prana anukarshanat. That is prajna pranayoho anukarshanat. Because of the attracting unto oneself the help of prajna and prana. Who are attracting? Other indriyas. When the organ of speech is functioning. So what does it mean? As a result, sahaya bhavena, the vak, organ of speech, is unable to get the help of prajna and prana because others have started functioning. So, Archana, what happens? Vachaha vignaha bhavet. Vachaha vignaha bhavet. So there is vigna, obstruction. What do you mean by obstruction? Absence of help by prajna and prana. That is obstruction then. So vignaha, that is abhava of sahaya by prajna and prana. To whom? To vacha, vak, the organ of speech. Vachaha vignaha bhavet. Such obstruction means cessation of such help to organ of speech, and the organ of speech is there in terms of help by prajna, prana. So therefore, what the other indriyas do? They don't function, so that the vag indriya is capable of gaining the help of prajna and prana. That is what is called as anuvadanti or anuvadita. Vigna varanam hi anuvadita. Vigna varanam. So removal of this obstruction. How? When the organ of speech is engaged in its function speaking, others don't take to their function, thereby there is continuous help of prajna and prana shakti to whom? Vak, and it is capable of functioning. So therefore, this is the one that is functioning thereafter is what is called as anuvadita, or what is termed as anuvadanti in the Shruti. So this was proved with reference to the organ of speech in terms of its function, the speaking. Same thing applies to all other indriyas. When the eyes are engaged in seeing, others don't function. When the nose is engaged in smelling, others don't function. So that is what is called as anupashyanti, anushrunuvanti. When the mind is thinking, the others don't function. Anudhyayanti, anuprananti, etc. That is what we now summarized, and it is concluded in the stanza 53 that they function one after the other. The only thing is that gap between their functioning is so small, it appears as though they function simultaneously. So that same thing is what was told in respect of organ of speech is extended to all the other indriyas.
अतः सर्वेऽपि संहताः
अतः सर्वेऽपि संहताः
एकैकविषयो युक्तः
एकैकविषयो युक्तः
व्यवहारक्रमात् भवेत्।
व्यवहारक्रमात् भवेत्।
अन्वय एवं अन्यत्र अपि योज्यम् अतः सर्वे अपि संहताः अतः उक्तः हि एकैकविषयः व्यवहारः क्रमात् भवेत्। अगेन एवं अन्यत्र अपि योज्यम् अतः सर्वे अपि संहताः अतः उक्तः हि एकैकविषयः व्यवहारः क्रमात्